everybody, and welcome to today's Demo Jam. This is the Demo Jam for March 2019. Today, we're going to be covering financial services apps on the AppExchange, and it's going to be a lot of fun. My name is Jeff Grosse. I'm a Salesforce MVP. As always, I'm joined by the amazing Joshua Hoskins, who's also a fellow MVP. Joshua, how are you doing today?
I'm great, coming to you from sunny and a little bit nippy Atlanta today.
You know what? I got the same kind of weather, but I'm up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I guess we're kind of, if I'm getting close to Atlanta, that's not bad. We've also got with us today Amanda Nelson from the AppExchange. She is an extraordinaire marketer on the AppExchange. We have her for questions, for running the show today. Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm great, guys. Thank you. And I'm covering the Northeast today at around 50 degrees. So, just had to join the weather conversation, I guess.
You beat me on temp, but that's okay. I can deal with it. Everybody here who's attending the webinar today, you guys can follow along on Twitter. Just use the hashtag DemoJam, and your questions will be sent in to folks who are going to be demoing today. So we'd love to have your questions be a part of this. So go ahead and send them in. Share a little bit of Ohana love and let people know that you're attending the Demo Jam today. We've got participants, including Qualtrics, Thomson Reuters, Conga Composer, Seismic, Sage Financials, and Vidyard with us. But before we start out, we got to go through the rules. And for the rules today, I've got Joshua here to tell you how it works.
Absolutely. It would not be a demo jam if we didn't actually start out with the rules. So here they are. Every demo jam contestant will get 3 minutes and only 3 minutes, not 4, not 5, not 10. There'll be no slides allowed during the whole entire presentation. We want to see the good stuff. And at the end, there will be one and only one winner who will claim the fame for today's trophy that will be presented at the very end. So you will want to stick around. Options will be provided to vote shortly after we get through all the demo jam contestants. And I cannot wait. Jeff, are you ready?
I am almost ready to go. I just got to give everybody a warning. If you guys start hearing some animals out there in the background, one of those is going to be just kind of a 30-second warning, letting folks know that they are 30 seconds from the end of their demo. And then there's one sound that'll come up at the 3-minute mark. And when that happens, well, they're done. But I have a good feeling about everybody. They're going to be doing it right on time today. So to kick things off, we're going to jump in with Conga Composer. Conga helps businesses get more value out of their technology by transforming processes through digital documents. Conga delivers digital document transformation, manage, collaborate on, negotiate, and e-sign business documents and contracts. I mean, this is the key stuff that makes business run. So to show us exactly how that works, we've got Angela Dugan with us today. She's a solutions engineer. Angela, are you ready to jump in and give us 3 minutes and show us how everything within Conga Composer works?
I am.
You've got a big, a big plate to fill there with all the stuff, but I'm going to give you 3 minutes starting now.
All right, I'll take the 3 minutes. So thanks again. I'm going to show you again just how easily Conga can streamline a merchant onboarding process. What we're going to do here is at the click of a button, we're going to send out an auto-boarding approval message. This is going to include a lot of dynamic elements. We're going to leverage your Salesforce data and again, save your users a ton of time and give you that custom branded document feel at the end of this merge process. So just as easily as that, we're going to give this just a minute and you've got a beautifully crafted email and more importantly, important information to get your merchant up and running to be able to accept payments. And again, here we go with some of those onboarding details. We're going to give them a merchant ID in literally a matter of seconds, pre-approved thresholds, making it super easy for them to start accepting payments, generating business, making you guys money, all the while helping out your guys' underwriting department and giving them the tools, of course, to get people approved that much faster. So I've simplified the onboarding process. I've streamlined the communication, including that mid-assignment, all at the click of a button. So as we scroll through this autoboarding details document. Here are all the details that, again, they're going to make them payment ready. And you guys can focus now on that next conversation with your next client and getting them ready to accept payments. All the while, in your Salesforce org, we're going to capture everything along the way, that engagement. We're going to drive some automation with status updates and log a lot of activities so that your users don't have to. So one step beyond document generation, we're going to be able to bring in approval processes and things that are essential for the complexities of this industry. So are you guys ready to digitally transform your guys' processes? Conga can make it simple at the click of a button.
All right. You've definitely finished on time. So here's the thing that I got to say. I was an early user of Conga way back in the days, going back to I think 2007, maybe 2006. And it is amazing to see how this thing has grown and the ability to be able to generate any type of output that you need, make it look pixel perfect for exactly how your financial services institution is branded, how your marketing team wants to have it look. Anything that you can report on within Salesforce can be combined into these documents. And as you saw there, I mean, just that immediate process of generating the document, sending it out, being able to see the details right there, jumping right into the doc. I mean, it does make so much of that so much faster, as well as, like you said, even the workflow aspects of it, of marking statuses changed and logging all those activity details, which unfortunately is a piece that often falls to the wayside because people don't remember to follow that entire process. And Conga, you guys just make it work simply. So good job today. Angela, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda to see what our audience question is for you.
Thank you.
All
yes,
right.
Great demo. Be sure to drop your questions into the chat, or you can ask them on Twitter with #DemoJam. The question is, how can Conga Composer transform financial services and scale with the growing complexities of compliance and banking standards?
Sure. That's a really great question. So as we know in the financial services space, banking standards are constantly changing. So what our tool is going to give you is not only this repository for those templated items, where again, for any use case, you can make a quick update, and at the click of the button, your users literally aren't having to keep up with this. So again, just a lot of dynamic elements that you can build into it. You can build in logic. So that's another way that we're just leveraging what Salesforce is already capturing and what Salesforce can do for you. And we're adding on. So we're just putting that logic to work. And again, we're able to do it with a lot of partners, a lot of banking sponsorships, a lot of underwriting requirements, and we're just simplifying it. So a lot of it's done behind the scenes so that your users literally don't have to give a thought to it. Composer's doing the work for you and doing some of that analytics behind the scenes.
And obviously compliance and logging is a huge part of financial services. So fantastic that you can do all that. Thank you so much, Angela. We appreciate your demo today. I am going to turn it over to Joshua for our second contestants.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jeff. So next up, we've got Qualtrics. According to Bain, the creators of the Net Promoter Score, 80% of the CEOs believe that they're delivering a superior customer experience, but only 8% of customers agree. Pretty big difference there, right? So Qualtrics brings together operational data and experience data to help the world's biggest brands understand their customers and employees to close the experience gap. Today, we're joined by Lisa, and she's going to tell us just how that's done. Lisa, are you out there? Lisa?
Hello, is everyone able to hear me okay?
We are. Your 3 minutes starts now.
All right. Thanks to Salesforce, we have a wealth of operational data about our customers. We know exactly where, when, and through what channel we've contacted them over time. What we don't know is how they feel about these interactions and what they're thinking right now. Qualtrics is here to close that gap. Today, the first day of March Madness, Bank sees an opportunity in the 64 coaches across the nation about to receive 7-figure bonuses. We want to do a quick pulse of this demographic and get a better understanding of how they're interested in investing this money to make sure that our offerings are meeting their needs. After installing the Qualtrics for Salesforce app, we can add our Send Qualtrics survey button to contacts, leads, campaign members to quickly reach out to them and gather some information. Within the survey wizard, I'm going to have the ability to choose from predefined surveys that were designed by industry experts. I'll have the ability to choose from a survey I've already conducted from scratch. Without ever leaving the Qualtrics platform, I have the ability to localize and customize this survey. With my choice of dozens of different question types, the ability to add complex logic and validation based on my Salesforce survey, as well as customization to address my customer specifically. Here within Salesforce, I even have the ability to preview what my survey is going to look like side by side for people who are on a desktop computer versus those that are using their cell phone. And each step of the way, Qualtrics' expert review will be monitoring the survey creation and making recommendations based on best practices in survey methodology. In addition to that, we'll be monitoring the survey for things like optimization for mobile devices, as well as accessibility for persons with disabilities. The final step in connecting Qualtrics to Salesforce is response mapping. Qualtrics has the ability to take all of this data, this experience data that we've gathered from our customers, as well as real-time analysis of the topics they're discussing and the sentiment of those topics in verbatim responses, and map it back to Salesforce. We can create, update, upsert, or delete any field on any standard or custom object in Salesforce, as well as post to Chatter. And these actions can be stacked and filtered. In this case, I want to always update my opportunity, and when necessary, insert a case for follow-up based on the survey response. Our final step is to simply draft an email or choose from a set of predefined HTML templates, and my survey is ready to go to all of my customers or prospects, leads, whatever it may be. Qualtrics can actually take this one step one level deeper, and we can actually automate these processes, leveraging Salesforce workflow rules and outbound messages to reach your customer during every step of their customer journey, from the moment they become a lead in your org to following up on every single case in Service Cloud. Qualtrics is here to bring together your O operational data and your X experience data to one holistic view of your customers.
Awesome. Just under time. So thank you very much, Lisa. That was a great demo. One thing that I really do agree with sort of the opening note is that there really is a big difference in experience versus reality. And I think that a lot of organizations these days are choosing the correct point in time to survey their constituents and their customers. I think it's very important that it's accessible as well as friendly. And the fact that you have a little wizard that tells you and recommends you different optimizations to make in your survey, I find that very valuable. All while making sure that across the whole entire survey, you've got branching and you've got different Salesforce interactions that you can do, all the way from outbound messages to creating tasks and cases. I mean, it really is the full gamut of things to do inside of Salesforce at the right time, so that you're making sure that your CRM is essentially the 360-degree view of your customer. So that's great. Lisa, thank you very much for that demo. But Amanda, what questions do we have out there for Lisa and Qualtrics?
Sure, and yes, great demo for sure. The question is, can you embed the customer feedback or survey results inside Salesforce?
Yes, absolutely. So through response mapping, we can write to any field on any object. For example, get a global view of our Net Promoter Score in a relational account. Or example, case transactional information, we can track that on the case itself. Qualtrics also has the ability to embed all of your reporting within Salesforce as well in its own tab. Here we can take a look at Qualtrics Vocalize, which is our dashboarding component. Qualtrics Vocalize is looking at things like the topic and sentiment of your open-ended verbatim responses and allowing you to actually create action plans to plan on how to better interact with your customers over time.
Love it. And I also like the fact that you guys can do upserts. Thank you very much, Lisa. Very much appreciated. Jeff, over to you for the next demo jam.
All right, fantastic. We are next going to be hearing from Sage People. Sage People helps companies transform the way that they acquire, retain, manage, develop, and engage people through a complete solution that is built on your favorite platform in mind, Salesforce.com. To show us exactly how that works, we've got Keith Haas-Ellison with us today. He leads up the solution engineering team at Sage People. Keith, are you ready to show us in 3 minutes exactly what Sage People can do?
I'm ready to go, Jeff.
Let's do it. Here goes your 3 minutes right now.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, folks. People are really the number one asset in financial services organizations. In fact, as employees, we are generally the most important asset in most companies. And the reality is in a healthy economy with low unemployment, we have choices. And so there is a war on talent, and it has never been more competitive. So how do organizations attract, manage, engage, and retain top talent? How do organizations begin to understand their employees in a similar fashion to how they understand their customers through CRM? The answer is Sage People. So Sage People is a full hire-to-retire global people management solution. We support the entire employment journey, and we are geared towards driving engagement, increasing productivity, and helping companies better understand their most important asset. So as an enterprise-wide solution that touches all contributors in the organization, the self-service experience really becomes critical. And that's what we're seeing now. So most of you on the call today work for an employer, and it's likely you have some type of self-service portal. So with that in mind, think about what you're seeing in the next couple of minutes in that context. How can we provide great workforce experiences to help our help immerse, I should say, our employees into the business? How do we ensure that our employees feel connected to the organization and with their fellow peers and their colleagues? One way we facilitate that is we've added a communications layer to the self-service portal, where as an employer, I have a platform for effectively communicating news and events, company values, other types of messaging, and perhaps achievements or social recognition, and anything else that really helps draw employees in and make them feel like they're part of the organization. Configurable pulse surveys is another example, and really designed to solicit feedback. It helps organizations understand where they can improve as an employer and enhance the employee experience and create a culture where employees can thrive. As an individual contributor, I have the ability, I should say, to recognize other individuals within the organization, reach out, connect, collaborate with those individuals. So for example, I might reach out to one of my peers or colleagues in China, and I would then have the ability to perhaps recognize that individual. Finally, and as part of Sage People, we naturally support all the typical self-service activities one might expect to find in a solution such as this. So access and management of personal details, visibility into work details, pay and benefits, absence management, and of course, all the talent management activities to include goals, performance, competency, skills, and learning. Thank you.
Right up to the moment there. So
right up to the gun, huh?
Exactly. So you know what? Well, first off, I can't help but say that I like seeing Appy as a part of this, and it's a visually engaging platform in order to be able to communicate effectively to your people. And as you said, they are important and valuable assets that you have within the business. Mm-hmm. The other thing is being such a familiar platform. So obviously we're people who use Salesforce a lot, but being that your people management is all handled on the same platform, looks familiar, people know how to navigate it. And I can say from having seen a lot of other people's solutions out there that just even understanding where do I go, what do I click on, the UI doesn't always make sense based on what we're familiar with. And so certainly from a familiarity standpoint, and you think about the Salesforce design aspects of this, that Salesforce has really put a lot of work into the design studio in order to make sure that things are usable. And you guys are leveraging that to the hilt and being able to make it easy to not only look up information, store it, onboard people, get their, get their recognition, all of that carried through. Having it all on one platform is frankly a huge benefit that I see out of what Sage can do. So thank you so much for that, Keith.
You bet.
I'm gonna give it over to Amanda. Amanda, what have we got for an audience question for Keith today on the Sage People?
Sure, and yes, I do love the use of Appy. That's great. The question is there a financial services version or package of Sage People?
Yeah, great question. The reality is that human resources as a department, as an organization, touches all verticals, if you will. And so an industry or vertical specific type of solution is not necessarily required. And again, that is because every organization has a human resource department. Every organization needs to manage their people. Every organization needs to provide great workforce experiences for their employees.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Keith. That is 3 demos down, 3 to go. Audience, you guys stick around out there because your voting counts at the end. We want to make sure that you can vote for who you think did the best demo jam today. Joshua, over to you for our 4th contestants.
Thanks, Jeff. Absolutely. The next contestant is Seismic. Seismic transforms marketing and sales teams at financial services firms into one ultra-efficient revenue hunting engine through artificial intelligence and machine learning. When integrated with Salesforce, Seismic automatically enhances the sales cycle by serving up the most relevant content and deal information to make sellers smarter and make the firm more successful. It's no easy task, but I hear that Rick is up to the challenge. Are you out there, Rick?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can, sir. Your 3 minutes starts right now.
Okay. Let's see how Seismic helps your sellers drive more revenue by enhancing their experience in Salesforce. Here I'm going to start in my key deals that were identified based on Einstein recommendations. Like Einstein recommends opportunities, Seismic guides sellers on what content to use while engaging with clients. The content can be in any format, PDF, Word, PowerPoint, videos, or any type. In this case, it's recommending pitch books, fact sheets, commentary, whatever the sellers need to engage with customers. And I can see why Seismic is recommending the content. In this case, the content is matched up based on sales stage and asset class. Seismic takes into account how popular it is, how much interest it's received, and how effective it's been in the past with similar opportunities. All this data is fed into Seismic's AI and machine learning algorithms to determine the rank and how strongly Seismic recommends the content. Now this pitch book is #1 on the list, and it's an example of Seismic's live doc technology. A lot of stakeholders win big with live docs, sellers, compliance, and marketing in particular. When I click into this pitch book, it's not just a static presentation. It's a form where sellers create personalized custom pitches every time with data flowing straight from Salesforce. Compliance wins because sellers can uniquely customize the pitch for this engagement, but only working within the guidelines of compliance. Everything here has already been reviewed and blessed by compliance ahead of time, and they can keep track of everything that's being used. Marketing wins big time because content is on brand and up to date because everything is connected directly to data sources like FactSet and Morningstar, eliminating the need for manual updates. So what used to take sellers hours, days, or in the case of something complex like a business review, even weeks, is now put together in a few seconds. And here's the resulting pitch book. I can navigate its content. I can jump right to a section and evaluate the information about this fund. Once I'm satisfied, I can engage with my client. And it pulls their contact information right from the Salesforce record. I can draft an email and send it on its way. And here's where it gets really powerful for the sellers. As prospects engage with the content, I get analytics as to where they found, what they found interesting, and just as important, what they did not, allowing me to hone my follow-up. And lastly, marketing gets this kind of insight across the entire organization. What's being searched for, what's being clicked on, sent to clients, what clients are engaging with, and what's moving deals forward. Full enterprise intelligence. That's why Salesforce and Seismic are better together.
Nice ending. Thanks a lot, Rick. That was great. You know, I think you started off really strong with the ability to customize content. You know, a lot of sellers spend their time making sure that their pitch is unique, and being able to merge in data is key, as you know, and making that presentation unique to that customer. It makes that customer feel just a little bit special on the outside. I love the AI play that your app has in terms of recommending content. That's great. You want to have the right piece of asset, the right time to help that seller be more productive and successful. But closing towards the end and looking at the analytics and the big wins that the marketing team can have and the compliance team can have from blessing this content is really seals the deal for me, just because it's very visual here, and I can focus my attention on the right content with these types of statistics or results. That way marketers are winning, compliance is winning, the sellers are winning. Everyone's winning here. So great job.
Thank you.
Amanda, what questions do we have for Seismic?
Sure. Now, there seems to be a common thread here with questions around compliance, and obviously this is a heavily regulated environment, with financial services being the topic today. So given that, the question is, how do you handle compliance and risk, and how that impacts and benefits financial services organizations?
Yeah, so you know, compliance is a big reason why a lot of top financial firms choose Seismic for content automation. And it's all because all content that's served up through Seismic has to go through an approval process. And that process can be applied at any level of granularity. So it could be an entire piece of commentary, for example, or an individual slide in a pitch book, even down to a specific value in a data table. So this keeps compliance happy, because no investor-facing material can go out without the sufficient review.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Jeff, who do we have up next?
All right, it is time for Thomson Reuters Refinitiv. This is an app that helps you comply with Know Your Customer, anti-money laundering, and other screening regulations faster and more efficiently. Obviously, you got to make sure that the customer risk screening happens as it needs to, and they provide an easy, intuitive way to connect your customer data within Salesforce using WorldCheck Risk Intelligence. So, if you want to see how this is happening, I tell you who can show it to us. It is Holly Seiss. She is here today. She's a partner director there at Thomson Reuters Refinitiv. And Holly, are you ready to show us exactly how this works today?
I am.
All right, your 3 minutes begins now.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to show you today how you shorten that time between your client onboarding and your compliance reviewing the data to make sure that they keep us safe as an organization. So part of this is I'm just going to onboard a client. My goal for Frontline is to bring on as many clients as I can, quickly as possible, and make some money. Now, usually what happens in this result is we go through, we save, I set up, my contact was created, my account was created, but now I have to wait for my compliance team. Take a look at it and make sure I'm not doing business with anybody on a sanctions list or terrorist organization or human trafficking, etc., all that bad stuff. So what generally happens is I wait around, not sure what's happening. I know my compliance team's doing their job, but what we can do now is to give you an immediate view. Palmer was created, it's in the compliance officer's queue, and then take it a step further. Now my compliance team can jump in here into Salesforce and say, oh, I see I've got a couple of things open. I've got some action items. Palm Air has been added. Stephen Freeman has been added. I need to take a look at these and make sure that I can get these back to my frontline sales team as soon as possible. So I can jump in here. I can review this case. And I'm going to look at it and decide, can we do business with this organization or can we not? So what this is doing is it's running it against all of those bad lists. It's giving me some results to take a look at. It'll tell me who this individual is. It's going to give me some further information so I quickly take a look. Oh, it's been associated with narcotics trafficking and some cartel folks. I'm going to have to say we're not going to do business with that individual. So I'm going to put this at high risk from a compliance perspective. make sure I'm documenting this properly. Going to resolve those matches. Now I've got 9 unresolved matches, but I've already identified the one that I was looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and say these are false. And we're going to go ahead and complete this. Now my compliance team has completed their process. There's no more unresolved matches. They're going to resolve their case. They're going to say this is done. But most importantly, I'm going to quickly give feedback to my frontline sales team. Do not proceed. And now I've just created visibility into my sales team saying risk is identified, you cannot proceed. This takes a 4-week process down to just a few minutes process for the team and starts to bring those teams together. So bring your frontline and your compliance team together in one.
Fantastic, with 5 seconds to spare. So,
all right.
Wow. When I look at that and I see how what a complicated process you've demonstrated there, that normally when bringing in new contact information, a new account, being able to get it through that risk and compliance team, you said 4 weeks down to, well, you got it in under 3 minutes, obviously, and that was even with creating the new contact and everything. But being able to have the immediate availability of risk information and then reporting out those false positives so that you can make sure that you get the right information reported out there, getting it back to people immediately so that they can take action. Frankly, this is something that I would have thought initially would require a ton of integration work. As a consultant, I think about integration work and what that requires. But the fact is, what you guys have is you've built it directly into Salesforce so that that's pre-integrated. So now you just basically set up your process and say, okay, how do we want this risk assessment to be done? You have the data sources out there. You got the, in essence, the workflows to say, how do we want to proceed with this? And that makes it pretty fantastic. I can see why this is really useful for our financial services friends out there who need to do this. And anything you can cut down from 4 weeks to a couple minutes, that's going to have a significant business impact. So thank you, Holly.
Yeah.
All right, Amanda, what have we got for an audience question for Holly today?
Yes, so speaking of workflows, the question is, can you limit the compliance and risk data viewed by user profile?
Absolutely. So when you build these workflows in, it's very important, right? Compliance needs to be separate from your front line. And so there has to be that audit trail for regulators, et cetera. So when you set up the permissioning, your accounts team will see what they're used to seeing right here, where your compliance team is going to have their own view that will include all of the cases and the data that they need to review to make these decisions. But this does give you this insight right back to your account team, but you do limit the information by user.
Awesome. Well, good job. Thank you for that demo today. I'm going to turn it over to Joshua, but I got to tell everybody, stick around. We got one more demo to go, and then it's your turn to vote. So, Joshua, take it away, my friend.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Absolutely. And last, but certainly not least, we have the highly anticipated folks from Vidyard who will showcase how they enable customer-facing teams to build immediate trust and humanize their communications with the power of personalized video. I think we're about to see a little bit about that right now. Representing Vidyard is their chief storyteller and host of Video Marketing Chalk Talks. Give it up for Tyler. Nice to see you, Tyler. How are you?
Hey, thanks so much, Joshua. It's great to be here.
Great. Your 3 minutes starts now. Good luck.
All right. Well, hi, everyone. It's Tyler coming at you live via video because I believe that in financial services, when you're dealing with clients who are making some of the biggest decisions of their lives, that you simply can't replace the human face. And what you may notice is that this isn't just any video. This is a video that's being recorded, shared, and tracked natively from within Salesforce, powered by Vidyard. Now, to show you how we got here, let me take a couple of steps back. You see, I'm a financial advisor, and one of my key clients is Tony Stark. Now, thanks to Vidyard, I just got a notification that Tony's been watching a number of videos on our website. I hover over this nice new video views object, and I can see exactly which videos Tony's been watching and how long he's been engaging in each of those videos. And what catches my eye is that Tony watched our mortgage and investment services overviews 100% of the way through. So these are obviously topics that Tony's interested in. Now I want to strike while the Iron Man is hot. So instead of sending an impersonal text-based email or disrupting his day with a phone call, I'm going to click on this send video email button powered by Vidyard. When I do that, it launches you into Vidyard Go Video, where you can immediately see a library of the videos you've recently sent to some of your other clients. You can select one of these videos to send over to Tony, or I can record a new video using a screen recording or my webcam. So let's record a quick video for Tony to really stand out in his inbox. Hey Tony, it's Tyler at Bankyard here. I just wanted to check in to see how things are going with the Avengers and to better understand what your end game is when it comes to your investment strategy. Would love to connect later this week. Let me know when you got some time. Thanks so much. So just like that, in a matter of seconds, I've recorded a personal video for Tony that I can immediately send in one click via Salesforce. Now you may be thinking, that's great, but my reps don't always use Salesforce to send messages to our clients. They often use Outlook or Gmail. Does it work in there as well? Well, the answer is yes. Let's hop over to my own Gmail Composer, and you can see here there's a nice little button at the bottom, which is the Vidyard button. And when you launch this, it's the exact same UI as you just saw inside of Salesforce. I can record a new video, or I can drop in something from my library. And in fact, that video we just recorded is already available. I click on that video, drop it into the email. You can see the hyperlinked thumbnail there, and I'm going to send this off to Tony. And of course, as soon as he watches this, I'll be notified back inside of Salesforce. Now, the next day, I realize I want to invite Tony to our investment seminar that's coming up. So I hop back over into Vidyard and grab this video produced by our marketing team to invite him to it. And you can see it's got this great little ticket on it, but I want to go one step further. I want to personalize this just for Tony so he knows I really want him there. So I'm going to type in his name and his company name, and I'm going to personalize this video in real time so it truly stands out for Tony. And you can see just like that, this video is now personalized with Tony's information in it. Remember, a vote for Vidyard today is a vote that you believe that you can't replace the human face.
And just like that, time is up. Whoa, you didn't quite hit the 3 minutes, but man, I think you did a great job there. You know, I've been doing these demo jams with Jeff and Amanda for a while, and I think your take on video is quite unique, and I don't think we've seen anything like it. So thank you very much for putting some effort into this. You know, video is very important these days, and you know, I would argue that if I get a video, I wonder if I'd even actually read it. Like, I hate when people send me like WhatsApp like audio messages, because in my age, you know, I want to do everything and multitasking with that. So for me to like stop and listen, one, it's really grabbing my attention, but two, it can also kind of seem annoying because I can't do it in a meeting when I'm multitasking. Arguably, I should probably be paying attention to my meeting. So it's definitely a unique product and very different out there. And I think that you've got a lot of great takes on the personalization. Huge and also very useful. With only clicks, you can actually personalize and make someone feel extra special because they're your customer. So thanks a lot for showing us your product today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cool. Amanda, what questions do we have out there for Vidyard?
Yes, and you know, I love it as a marketer, and I've seen it from the marketing perspective. I think the personalization is so huge, especially in today, to reach today's consumer. So the question is more around marketing-esque, but can you integrate these videos in the customer journey, such as a nurture campaign, something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So whether you're talking about kind of a custom video recorded with the webcam or something that is on my screen still, which is an automated personalized video, those can be easily incorporated into outbound marketing campaigns, into automated nurtures. And that personalization, the automated way, can be powered directly from Salesforce Marketing Cloud, Salesforce Pardot, where it can automate taking the individual's name, their company name, other information about them directly from their contact record and incorporating it into the video in real time and sending that out. So we often have customers who send, you know, batches of tens of thousands of a video like this, and every individual has it personalized just for them. And consistently, they see people are 2 to 3 times more likely to click through and engage on that content because of the personalization.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Tyler, for sharing that with us today. Really appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right, folks, stay tuned. Jeff has got just the next step in our demo jam. Jeff, what is that?
Exactly. So you know what? Once you've seen 6 demos, it's time for the audience to vote. Remember, you need to be not working for any of these companies to vote today, but let's go ahead and show that phone number, get your mobile number, get your mobile devices out, and all you have to do is text to either of these 2 numbers down around the left-hand side here, and all you do is type the letter A, B, C, D, E, or F to say who you think should win the demo jam. This was some pretty exciting stuff. I saw some neat stuff I'd never seen before. I saw some extension of things going beyond what I'd known everybody could do before. So, you know, I think that's actually one of the most fun things about being a part of this AppExchange Demo Jam. You know, Joshua mentioned we've been doing this for a while. This is coming up on 4 years that we've been doing this together, and Amanda keeps asking us back, so something must be going right. And we really like getting to know our AppExchange partners out there because we find that they have solutions that people really need. We see a lot of value out there. So financial services, you got a good bunch of demos today. Joshua, while the voting's going on, tell me why you're in Atlanta. That's not your normal home.
It's not. For those of you on the phone, I'm normally based on the other side of the world in India, but it's great to be back in the US for a little while. Yeah, right now I'm in Atlanta. So they've got this huge community conference going on tonight and tomorrow, which is called Southeast Streaming. Born out of you know, the conferences that I used to create in Orlando. So this is a community-led conference in conjunction with Salesforce for customers and partners to really get together and network. I think they have hands-on training sessions today. Tomorrow they'll have breakout sessions. There will be a demo jam hosted by yours truly and also another Salesforce MVP, Stephanie. So really excited to be out here in, you know, sunny and nippy Atlanta. So it's awesome. Jeff, I hear you're going to be doing a demo jam somewhere too.
I am. I'm actually going north of the border. I'm heading up to Toronto. There's a world tour coming up there on April 11th, and Salesforce is letting me back out into the world to go and do the demo jam in a live audience setting. It's going to be up there in Toronto. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we are looking forward to. You know what? I don't know yet who the demo jam participants will be. But frankly, it doesn't matter. I have fun with it, and we learn something every time, and it's always fun to have those live demos just because the audience brings in a whole nother level of excitement. And, you know, being able to do this, you know that you're doing it on a webinar, and you know you got lots of people watching, but to have an audience out there that you can actually play off of what you see their reactions are is always fun too. So I'm really looking forward to going up to Canada and being a part of Toronto. And let's see, what else is going on out there in the world of Salesforce? We've got, I'm just trying to think now. Well, I'm sure Amanda will give us a little bit of update on what some other events are coming up out there, but demo jams just seem to be popping up everywhere. I'm not sure what the target number is this year, but I have been having fun. This is at least my 3rd one so far this year because of the webinar side of things.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of all of these items that you're seeing that we're doing, I mean, we do demo jams, and there's also other ways to participate in Salesforce, in the Salesforce community as well. One example, Jeff, this week, I was actually in Miami with a subset of select MVPs who were design thinking around revolutionizing the way that Salesforce delivers support. And, you know, one of the ways I think is, you know, we do all these demo jams, for you know, with AppExchange partners and things like that, but it really is about engaging. And I really wanted to point out this week that my time in Miami is really Salesforce is engaging on another level. It's just not it's just not, you know, hey, we have a service, we have a platform, please use it. It's they're really starting to listen to their customers and to continue to dig deep about things that they want to be able to solve. So community conferences are great, but if you ever have an opportunity to participate in Salesforce Customer Advisory Board, I strongly recommend it to anyone on the call. So do look out for those opportunities, as well as attending community conferences and world tours.
Yeah, Salesforce is always looking for people to give them feedback because they develop some great products, but you need to find out exactly how it's working out there in the field. So awesome. Glad you could be part of that. Joshua, I think it is time for our drum roll to begin. Are you ready to announce our winners in just a second?
I am. Is that second over yet?
No.
All right, now the second's over. Congratulations to Vidyard, the winner of the Demo Jam of March 2019 apps. So really appreciate it. Vidyard, would you like to say some closing words?
Well, thank you very much. I obviously appreciate it, everyone, and yeah, I think it's great to see people like the app, but also, you know, just how engaging these sorts of things can be. And thanks you guys for the opportunity. This is a really fun program, so thank you.
Tyler,
Awesome.
Can you hook me up with Tony Stark? I just want to know. So I see you're pursuing some wealth management opportunities with him. Well, maybe we'll talk later.
Yeah, he really liked that end game pun. He let me know, so I think we're going to be following up.
Awesome. I'm glad you're closing the deal.
Hook me up with Vidyard. I see several great use cases here, and I think you're really doing something unique in the ecosystem, as the other contestants are. So thank you very much for joining this Demo Jam 2. What's next?
It's Amanda's turn to tell us what's next.
Amanda?
Well, thank you all so much. That was a great Demo Jam. We saw such a variety of lots of different technology. And so it was a blast. And of course, it's always great to see a winner come through with that. Now, more winners are coming. So if you are in the Atlanta area, hang out with Joshua for Southeast Dreamin', which is today and tomorrow. And there are Demo Jams happening, as he mentioned. We also have Boston World Tour. I'll be there. You can come hang out with me. That is April 3rd. We'll have a Demo Jam during happy hour. And then we are back same time, same place with our healthcare apps Demo Jam webinar on April 22nd. So that'll be a lot of fun. So join us. You've already registered. So all you have to do is open up the webinar every third Thursday, and you can check out the latest apps and hear more. So we hope to see you live or back on the webinar. Thank you guys so much. Great job. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, everybody.